4, 3, 2, there it is. And I got to turn it on here and then turn it on there. No, we're not going to use the phone. I'll use the computer. Turn this down.
And we are live.
Hi, Carol.
Yeah, I can't get back to StreamYard. There I am. Ooh, my cards feel sticky tonight.
I heard from Gonga just now, so I'm glad she's doing better. For all those in the chat now, see her smiling. She looks happy, happier anyway. Got to be smarter than the computer. Where's my own channel? I can't find it. There it is. 44 people. Okay. How y'all doing? Hi, Noelle. I'm gonna start calling you the emoji queen. That's what I'm calling you.
I can't find. I'm trying to find a deck that doesn't feel sticky, like energy sticky. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to start with this one.
Which one did you grab, Jen?
It's the Cat Black Golden Tarot. There's a bunch of different golden tarots out there, but this one, this is my favorite.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I use it for personal readings all the time. It's the one Linda G and Psychic Violetta use also. Hey, Tallulah.
Hi, Patricia.
Oh, Tallulah. Hi, Tallulah.
Hey, everybody.
Biscuits and gravy. Save me some.
Start singing the breakfast song. Oh, you know what I have tonight with me, Johnny? I got the red prayer, blood of Jesus prayer handkerchief. In case I need the handkerchief.
Is it anointed?
Oh, dear God.
I got the handkerchief ready.
Oh.
Hi, the bastard. I went to your page the other day and listened to some of your songs.
He's got some nice ones. Hey, Ona.
Oh, Ona's here. Hi, Ona.
I think everybody might need a red blood of Jesus handkerchief tonight.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, Lord.
No more Captain Crunch.
Are you
Huge breakfast.
oh.
I had Captain Crunch yesterday. Got to eat it all. Be not in heaven.
Oh my God, I have eaten so much crap in quarantine. Now, I work from home. I'm basically in quarantine all the time, right? The only time I go out to the store or my guitar lessons. And I have eaten so much crap this week. I'm like, dang, I'm giving myself agita.
It's like now that they say you have to be quarantined, now you eat all the bad stuff.
Yeah, like this whole bag of jelly beans in one sitting. I was like, really?
Okay. We got 10 seconds. Workshop.
Let's get into the Trump-demic.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not going to call it the pandemic anymore. It's the Trump-demic. He's trying to blame China. I'm going to put the blame right back on him. Trump-demic.
Because that's what he wants to do. Put the blame on somebody else. So let's go. We start with, will Trump take the bailout? He said he is not ruling out that his businesses would benefit from the bailout package. So will he also take bailout money? For those coming late to the chat, I'm not going to promise to keep doing this. I'll do it one time. The reading is on. Will Trump take bailout money?
For his hotels. Spirit just said yes. It's like somebody's giving him money. Yeah, he'll take it.
Because he didn't say no when he was asked. And it's very easy to say no.
And there he is, king of coins on the bottom. Money, 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 money. Oh, I might have to get out the prankerchief right off the bat. God help us all.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I think he'll take it. He's, if they move forward with the plan to bail out hotels and stuff, his challenge is to not do something dishonorable. That's his challenge. He's going to do something dishonorable. Here he is, the emperor in charge. And he lies. He's the liar in chief. So it's working for everybody else. It's going to work for me. And he's going to draw a lot of attention because of this, which will give him some anxiety and agita probably. And I say agita because I got the 3 of Swords, heart issues. And it's going to burden him. But yeah, he's going to take it. He's going to get a lot of heat from it.
What you get, Becca?
So I asked mine in 2 parts. I asked, will he receive it? And I asked if he will take it. Okay, so the first line down here is if he will receive it. We have the lilies, the book, and the bouquet. This is something that is being done in secret, quite possibly by an older man that has seniority, that's perhaps packaging something. Maybe it's like somewhere deep in the paperwork or somewhere in some paragraph or something for a gift. Okay. And then I asked if he would receive the money. I got the coffin, the scythe, and the mice. There is a sudden, swift ending and something that is stolen here. These are all negative cards. So they might get busted for something, for some sort of criminality or thievery here, as part of something that may have been packaged deep in the paperwork. See what I'm saying? They're trying to keep it secret.
So probably what we should be asking is, will he try to take more than what he's given?
Yes. Thank you, Jen.
I get secret and regret. The first 2 cards, the 5 of Cups and the High Priestess. And then what is the 4? The 4 is the Emperor with the 4 swords. So someone takes a back seat to this. I don't think that it may not be just cut and dry that there's traceable money that went to Donald Trump. It might be hidden in some other little back alley kind of way. It ends in the Tower, so whatever happens, this is not going to go well for him. Because I clarified it with the Sun, so the disaster is public and we all get to see. The only Pentacle card I get is the 5 of Pentacles, which is like a hardship.
Charity. What did he put his hotels in his kids' names? I can't remember. Did he put them in the kids' names so maybe he gets it back door through the kids taking it?
He gets it some it's if he gets money, it's not direct. I It's some sort of way that, but
I know that he has.
yes, because it's easy to say no. Like I said, it's easy to say no. All he had to say was no. I'm not taking money. He's taking money.
Yeah, I don't think he's completely divested himself. So, family has it.
This has been going on so long, I can't even remember if he divested the companies to the kids. I know he did the charity, but.
And they all got in trouble for that one. Right after he gave it to them, now you're all in trouble.
He's a stable genius. He knows the best thing to do, right?
Thanks, Dad. So what is, okay, who was the doctor you were talking about earlier?
Dr. Fauci, F-A-U-C-I. Every time he's in the press conferences with him, like Trump talks, and then Dr. Fauci comes up and straightens out what Trump said. But then Dr. Fauci released a statement saying that he and Trump are very aligned, like coming from the same place, like they're in agreement about what's going on. And yet everything he says about the crown bug is different from what Trump says. So is Dr. Fauci lying? Did Trump make him release that press conference?
Because it's not the first time he bought a doctor. Does anybody walk out and say Trump is the healthiest president ever? Then yeah, he knows how to do that.
Well, strength card just fell out and giving birth to something new here. It was a show of strength.
Yeah, I think they may try to have a unified message.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely a unified message. Let's get together because the crap's hitting the fan here on Trump. It's a way of him trying to hang on to his image. It's work, it's just work. It's like, I think he did change his statement because he was forced to.
What'd you get back?
So my question was he forced to align his statements with the administration? And I got the moon, which is your career, your reputation, your honors, but the moon also carries marketing aspects to it, okay? We have the tower, which is your government and your institutions, and it's ending here with the stars, which is a positive card. This is talking about marketing and the media. Use the media to, use the media to align the message. And yes, he was forced into basically adopting some of the stuff that's coming out of
the bastard just said, "I'm with idiot."
He needs one of them shirts. Yeah, I got 4 cups. So this is unwanted offer. This is the go along to get along. That more of the same type of thing is crossed by the 9 of Wands. So you are heavy burdened. 2 of Cups and the Devil appearing together. Of course, well done, Devil. And the 2 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So imbalance, Republican card. And then it's supposed to be met with the Justice card, which is now the balance. So he has his own, thank you, Knowledge Quips. He has his own ideas and agendas, but that's out of balance with their ideas and agendas. And then in the end, he gets the Hangman. So they have, this is a sacrifice card. So sacrifice integrity, if you ask me, but that's just being judgy. So sacrifice and change in perspective. So yes, he has aligned himself with Trump.
So every time the devil comes out tonight, instead of taking a shot, I'll be waving the red flag on the play.
So did North Korea receive a low letter from Donald Trump? What was this letter supposed to say?
Well, it did come out that he committed to aid to North Korea for fighting the pandemic. Can't fight it here in his own country, but yeah, I guess he's looking at, can I make money off another country? When I get the companies I want making all the product and the drugs and everything.
North Korea says there's no cases of corona in their country.
Sure.
Yeah, they died of natural causes.
Starvation from their leader, but they have no cases. So,
So did he get a letter?
They have no cases because they have 2G. That's why.
You messed up my concentration.
That was snarky. I'm sorry.
We're going to have to do a follow-up reading because I'm getting a weird message from this.
Oh, Lord.
I'm getting, like their relationship had ended, like Trump had kind of separated from him and he's like trying to get in cahoots with him. Trump hasn't accepted what's offered from North Korea. It is business, but there's like a tower, a breakup with them, and he's trying to get security. I do have a yes card, sort of true, so I think he did get a letter, but there's a business aspect to it. King of Coins. There's something about it, either from Trump's side or North Korea's side, that they're trying to bring an end to the stalemate they had between them. What are you guys getting?
What you get, Becca?
So my first question up here was, did he offer him aid? I got the child, which could quite possibly be Un, because he's followed here with the lilies. This is a child that has experience, not necessarily authority, but he's been there a long time, or he will be there a long time. And then it's ending here with the stars, which is hopes, wishes, and dreams. So it's saying yes. He's offering him, for this young person here that will be there a long time, a lot of hope. I asked if he sent a letter. I'm getting the sun, which is positive, the sword, which is positive, the key, which is positive. This has something to do with opening and getting access to leave and return here. I'm not sure what this is about, because this is usually flight by air.
So maybe Trump and his family are going to go to North Korea when they get ousted from America.
I don't know.
Is there an import or something coming in?
Or maybe he wants to meet with Putin in North Korea behind,
where nobody else has access. It's ending there with the key that gives you access. It opens,
Yeah.
I get the 6 of Wands, which is the leaders or center of attention, with the 2 of Pentacles. So one of them is more imbalanced than the other, believe it or not. And I think whoever is the most unbalanced, and I'm hearing Trump, but that's not a dig. That's just at the moment he's going through a little more than Kim Jong-un. 6 of Swords and the Moon. So there is some sort of secret transition. There's something in the Moon card, or not the Moon card, but the 6 of Swords would sort of corroborate the going and coming.
Mm-hmm.
With that going across. But there is Knight of Cups, 3 of Swords, and 9 of Swords. There's a reluctant and stressful offer going back and forth. I don't know what that is, because it ends in the 3 of Cups. Like, they do come together, and it could be 3 entities. So him, Un, and somebody else, or him, Un, and something else. But it's a total of 3. And there's something going back and forth. So he may have gotten a letter.
So he's Kim also, like, it's like he's starved for attention. So he claims he got the letter, and then he started shooting rockets off again. So maybe we should ask, like, what are they trying to work on together? What are they trying to get?
My 3 of Cups card even says collaboration on it. Yeah, there's something. Hi, Ganga.
Miss Ganga, glad you're feeling better.
Thanks, Linda.
Nice to have her with us tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Love Wins. I ain't seen you in a while. You've been avoiding me. I understand. People do that.
What is Trump and Kim Jong-un trying to collaborate on?
Trying to figure out how to get into heaven, I guess. They have more gold toilets up there. Mar-a-Lago shut down, so he's out right now.
And there it is, first card, three of cups, collaboration.
I got 3 of Wands first card.
It's something they've gotten a different perspective on recently. That's on the bottom. Their challenge is to not draw too much attention to it, whatever they're doing. So there's this smoke screen thing going on. I have in the past and in the roots, new thought, new action. Something surprising and something they feel quite joyful about has to do with manipulating their governments and messaging. Has to do with manipulating law also.
That's what I just got. It's a law and a person, maybe a prisoner.
An Ace of Cups, a new inspiration. I got all the aces. It's something big. Trying to make it look like something else.
Mm-hmm. There's
Like
another person involved.
A different law. Trying to make the law look different.
Mm-mm.
What are you getting, Becca?
Okay, so the question that I asked is what were they collaborating on? I got the mountain, the bouquet, the letter, the writer, and the child. This is talking about an obstacle and an offer or an invitation that was delivered to the child here on this top row. On this bottom row, we're seeing the tower, the birds, the clover, the cross, and the mice. There's an official meeting in the government or a government meeting, a tower meeting for an opportunity here, but then there's guilt and thievery here. There is a letter that was sent that was quite optimistic. Good news being sent here. This is bootlicking, like, kissing someone's rear end, about news that's coming in about someone that may be put on trial, or something that's being done that is guilty here, because these two are talking about guilty conversations here. I don't have anything here that speaks about secrecy, but I do see criminality here with this mice card. It's ending here with the mice. This is a loss, corruption, something that is taken away, and thievery. What are you getting, Johnny?
I get 3 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. There is some sort of plan that was nearing completion. It is one-sided, at least in the beginning. It was one-sided because these are just the first cards I get. I get the Strength and the 9 of Pentacles. The Strength seems to revolve around the person with the money, so this is probably Trump. The 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords, High Priestess, and then the 5 of Cups and the King of Cups with the Queen of Swords and the Lovers. I think that there might be some sort of talk of changing some sort of document, some sort of law, maybe even a political prisoner or something of the sort. Somebody is either going to be not sacrificed, either held captive or, and not even like in jail. It might be something just financially, like help a company or something like that, or he might be investing in something over there. But it involves a law being changed or a law being manipulated, maybe even a loophole or something like that. But it involves the law and another person too. But I do get a secrecy card, but it's around the transmissions back and forth. Like, this is not something everybody else sees. But the thing that they're doing is not secret. just the way that they're going about it.
Yeah, because on my reading on the last 4, top to bottom, I'm getting news of guilt, news of a sacrifice, news of a burden, and then a child that is corrupt. So,
Is the child Kim, or is the child one of Trump's kids?
it's hard to tell from here, from this, who this is, because he mirrors over to the tower. So this could be a child that is government or a child of someone that is in government. But it's hard to tell because he's ending on the last row. I can't really knight him anywhere. So
we shall see.
Yeah.
So speaking of foreign people, though, is Vladimir Putin advising Donald Trump? Thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much.
Toodles asked me to give Artie a kiss, so that's what the kiss was earlier. Don't everybody keep asking me to kiss Artie. I've got a mouthful of fur now. So is Putin still advising Trump? He takes his advice on everything else. Is he advising him on the crown bug? My Republican card just fell out.
Hi, Lori. I know someone asked, why are we not hearing about cases out of Russia? That's because their media is cut off from the rest of the world, but they got cases too. Dictatorships, you can control your own narratives.
I get cooperation right off the bat. The challenge is to travel to see each other, like they want to get together. Judgment here, I think, alluding to people that may pass away from the crown bug, and they're trying to be like the celebrities of here, we'll find the cure. Here we are, and I say this is people passing away from the bug, the fighting, the conflict with that, people fighting for their lives. There's a burden. They want the celebrity of being the ones that saved the world. But whatever they come up with, it's all a big lie. But they're trying to fight for security, for their own security and their security in the world. So I think they're collaborating on trying to control like who they fund to come up with vaccines and stuff and medications.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They want some notoriety. He wants to win that Nobel Prize,
Unless he's making it himself, he's not.
I'll make him a prize.
He makes scrambled eggs, let alone a coronavirus vaccine.
I'll make him a prize right out of the litter box.
What'd you get, Becca?
So I asked if Putin was advising him on the current situation. We have the snake, which is lying, deceit, betrayal, and jealousy, an obstacle or a huge problem, a delay with money and the markets. This could also be in reference to some sort of perhaps talk or collaboration on how to lift the problems for their economy as well. This may be sanctions here to lift them, to open the markets here, because it's ending in a positive card. So I don't know how they would do that with them, but they're talking about sanctions here as well. So
now the question was, is he advising him? And I guess we were talking about maybe coronavirus. Is he like advising him on what's going on? And that's what I get too, with some sort of money deal, like and maybe a sanction or something. Because I get the 10 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So that's like actually Russia, not Vladimir Putin, like some sort of hold on Russia. Then the Queen of Pentacles, which is my America, and then the government. So something that represents not just the country, but the administration. And so my first instinct is to go, because I don't have Donald Trump, so I had to change, was maybe he's going to leave government and try to flee to Russia or something like that, because I get Russia and Vladimir Putin with my Emperor card too. But I get the Emperor with the Lovers and the Six of Pentacles. So there's like money given out and money being taken. And then it ends in the Four of Swords. So something ends or something is put on hold. And I'm pretty sure they know that, because this is why it's on hold, that if you lift all sanctions on Russia, the next president, if it's a Democrat, are going to put them right back on. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's just a rest and not an ending with the Four Swords. So I think maybe they're still talking about sanctions. In the midst of the world on fire, they're talking about money. So
maybe considering that one of them is a former KGB agent with a brain, he may be manipulating him in a way that sort of, because he's playing the long game. So he might be working sanctions in as well as access to markets. Because like you said, once the new administration comes in, they're just going to slap the sanctions back on, but at least they'll have access to the markets that they need. So maybe that could work around.
I think so. I think, like he's a circle of support around the money. And while people are confused over, the bug that's going around, can they do something underhanded to lift the legal sanctions that, he wants the sanctions lifted. He wants them to be separated from them. It's all about the money, but they're going to try to dress it up as something else and act like it's a small amount of money, but it's a bigger amount of money, and it's steady money.
Yeah,
it's like steady rolling in all.
Hi, Joanne. So is Jared misleading Trump?
Yeah, there's a newspaper article on this. I can't remember what paper though, but that Trump was all mad because Jared has been feeding him the information for the press conferences, and then Trump looks like an idiot, and he claims that Jared's feeding him the wrong information, and he's mad at him. So is Trump mad at Jared? Is Jared feeding him false information?
And here's the problem.
Feeding it to him. Is he feeding it to him on purpose? So maybe we should ask him that first. Is Jared feeding Trump information on the bug, and is he purposefully feeding wrong information?
If you would read, you wouldn't need Jared for information, period.
Because Jared's on the committee with Pence.
Because I did a reading on Jared. He doesn't know anything about Corona beer, let alone coronavirus.
Well, he didn't have an uncle that went to a tech school like Trump did. That's why he's such a brilliant person.
You're catty tonight.
I am catty tonight.
I love it. I love it.
We're here. I got my red-blooded Jesus. I feel protected.
Oh, Lord. I got Justice, which is balance, and then the Page of Swords, which is negative. The 10 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles pushing out something towards the house. 10 of Wands, burden. 7 of Swords, sneaky. And the person at the center of attention. 3 of Pentacles is what ends it. Yes to everything. He is feeding him wrong information, but I think that he may be feeding him wrong information because he started out with wrong information. And the way he explains it probably makes it worse.
I agree. It's funny. This is karma. That's what's on the bottom. Wheel of Fortune. This is all karma. Trump's karma and Jared's karma. Like, they can't trust each other. It's sneaky. It's underhanded. The challenge now will be to put an end to the virus. Jared's looking from a little different perspective, so he's got some kind of twisted logic, and there's a woman that's feeding him information. This is all coming out in the light of day, like we all see. They don't know what they're talking about, but they're stuck in it now. It's like he's betraying Trump. So I want to say it's intentional. And I think we're going to know the truth. The truth's going to come out on this. There's some underhandedness, like doing something treacherous with the King of Swords. It's almost like he wants his presidency to come to an end, purely for entertainment purposes only, usually.
What'd you get, Becca?
So my question was if he was purposefully misleading Mango Mussolini with misinformation on this current situation. And what I got was quite interesting. I got the lilies here, which is someone that is older, wiser, conservative. They're covering for this person about something that's going on overseas, about something foreign, but they're keeping either somebody is keeping stuff from Kushner or they're purposefully keeping the secret because of this person to cover for whoever this person is. This is someone that is senior, older, wiser, conservative, a veteran, someone that's been around 30 years or so. He's got seniority in some way, shape, or form, but they're keeping something quiet about that person. So, don't know. He didn't give me a straight yes, no. He was just telling me they're keeping stuff secret.
And probably keeping stuff from Jared. Ooh, the devil fell out.
Oh.
Ooh. On that, the devil fell out.
Blue blood of the devil prayer handkerchief. So, will this administration be sued over their virus response? And, well, anything pertaining to coronavirus, will they be sued?
Ooh, I just thought of another question I want to look at after this. Ooh. I feel like it's an onslaught of lawsuits, like a class action.
Mm-hmm.
It's something to do with cover-ups and death.
Yep. Debt. Who they're paying out. They're going to try to distance themselves from it, separate themselves from it, but the sword of truth is on them. There's going to be illumination on what they didn't do that caused. They're in for a battle. They're in for a big battle, court battles here. It looks to me like they're gonna have confusion about this. But it also has to do with the isolation. And I feel like the lack of funds, because, this is a card of benevolence and charity. So it has to do with like how they do the bailouts and stuff. But it's also the fact that this bug has been going on a long time and he did nothing for a long time. That's going to be one of the biggest things that gets a light shown on it. That they did nothing for several months when they knew it was out there.
What'd you get, Becca?
So I got the ship, the cross, and the fish. My question was, will they be sued for negligence in their response for this situation? There's something that was foreign that has caused a lot of pain, sacrifice, and burdens, and then there's a fine. This is being punished with money here. So it's saying yes for the negligence. That's how I worded it. So fine.
Get 9 of Pentacles, a lot of money. 2 of Cups, there's the cooperation, so probably something class action. 10 of Swords and the Ace of Swords, which means there's like a death to the truth. It was something that was covered up. It may not be Something we realize even right now. This could be something that comes later, that we found out that they covered up instead of us knowing. The Seven of Pentacles is around the Death card. So there's also a bunch of them. Unfortunately speaking, the Seven of Pentacles has to do with something in the ground. So this is why I get that. So, and when I say in my readings, the Death card doesn't show up for death to me until something around it says that it's death. And that's when I get that. So, yeah, there is definitely going to be a lawsuit.
Okay. I have an additional question on Trump. You know, in Washington state, they've been taking over like some hotels to have extra rooms for hospitals and stuff. Well, anywhere in the world at Trump hotels, will someone commandeer his hotels and use them for hospitals?
Let's see.
That's going to cost him.
They just did with a soccer field somewhere I'd seen. I forget where.
Yeah, that was in Seattle, I think, too. But will they take over his hotels and use them as hospitals when they run short of hospital beds?
You want bed bugs and corona?
Yeah.
Just kick me in the face too while you're at it.
It's like, you know, he's letting the military stay at his hotel in Scotland, so let's just use that for military that need to be quarantined.
If he was a nice person, he'd just do it for free.
He'd volunteer it.
Mm-hmm. Seems if you're a billionaire, you can afford it.
Ooh, some sort of agreement. The levers. Is it going to be a big bite to his karma? Uh-oh. gotta get my hanky ready. Gotta get the hanky ready. You know who is here?
Oh my God.
What are you getting?
So I don't get no. I get that I get a foreign leader in the Page of Pentacles, which means there might be a transaction.
Right with you.
Instead of like I'm taking, maybe someone pays, or maybe that's where some dirt and some dust will be kicked up because you're profiting off of it. But I get a transaction.
I'm not getting money off of it. It could be there, but I'm not getting the money. I get what I have on the bottom. Yeah, the lovers, like an agreement. I've got justice here, so it's kind of like justice for the greedy one. His challenge is he's going to get an offer he doesn't like.
Yeah.
And he's going to lie about it too. But I get the card of celebration. This would be like one of the hotels. And I get the Empress, which is an abundance of hotels. I get the foreign leader too. That tells him basically, you know, as a support for people who are fighting this, you know, communicating, you know, we're taking over your hotel. So he's going to get manipulated. He's going to try and make it look like I offered it.
Yeah, that's where my Page of Pentacles comes in.
Yeah, he's going to try and make it look like I'm being supportive and I offered it. But yeah, I'm getting he's not going to get as much money as he wanted.
I mean, he's not getting money at all because I got Five of Pentacles, but there's a transaction. Like there is, I guess they don't take it from him, but he's not getting paid for it. Like there's some sort of something to make him look better.
Yeah.
But this was definitely not his idea.
Yeah, I'm getting the lilies, the crossroads, and the tree here. So this is saying that there is an older, wiser person that's going to come up with an alternative for health. This is not telling me yes or no. It's just telling me that there's going to be someone that presents a choice for health. And then I drew the Tower as a clarifier. So that decision may come from government, whether that's state, local, state, or definitely not federal, because he'd have to pry it out of his cold dead hands. So, you know, it's the decision, the alternative comes from whoever this person is. But I don't get any money cards at all either. So
You have to take it up in court. Meanwhile, we're taking over your hotel.
You're in a foreign country.
Yep.
Let's go up here. So let's switch gears and see if we'll just go up the list that way. Don't forget nothing. Will Bolton's book come out before Trump leaves office? Was one of the requested readings.
Here's a yes card for me right on the bottom. New beginnings.
Thank you, Queen. Repeating the question.
Yeah, I'd say yes. Yeah, right now it's like fighting it in the courts, and Bolton's not taking it sitting down. This is a betrayal here. Bolton is sitting here as the and his publishers. I feel like this is his publishers, the King of Wands. There's something that they may have to obscure in the book, so there's something they may have to redact.
It's supposed to be delayed for the purpose of White House review or something like that. So that makes sense.
Yeah, something they have to edit out a little bit, but I'm getting that it comes out. It is offered out. There's going to be a transition because there's going to be a lot of judgment coming out. Yeah, this could be one of those big things that helps, separate Trump from his seat.
Yeah, I get 3 of Swords, Magician. So there is the initial betrayal and by the person in power, abuse of power with those 2 cards together. But the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands and the Fool, there is an action that separates the 2. But in the end, I still get yes, but it's a woman and I don't know who she is, but she's the one that helps him put it out. I get her every time I do this reading about his book. The Queen of Wands shows up. I don't know who it is exactly, but I still get a yes with the Knight of Wands. What you get there?
So for this one, I got the fox, the ring, and it's ending here with the mice. It might currently be under review or being investigated for criminal conspiracy here. Either way, whatever has been contracted, they take away from it. They take pieces out. It's not whole. The final product is not made whole because they take away, they steal out of it. It's not giving me a straight yes, no. It's just saying it's under review. It's being investigated, criminal conspiracy, and the final product is made smaller. They take away. So,
like the Mueller report.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of him, Barr wants special powers from the government.
Yeah, he's the Senate would probably approve it. The House wouldn't. He wants to be able to arrest anybody and throw him in jail and no court hearing, no bail, no nothing until they decide. So they could go arrest Joe Biden if they wanted to, or Hunter Biden,
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, and just leave them rotting in jail with no hearing. They want that kind of power. It's like, okay, you're not Putin. But
they want he's proposing emergency powers so that they can suspend habeas corpus, which constitutionally gives any citizen the right to stand before a judge. So they want to take that away for up to a year after this situation has been resolved. So basic indefinite detention without seeing a judge for anything. So
So all the people on their enemies list they could go after. So will he be successful?
And mind you, this is what he wanted to do. This is what Trump wanted to do when he first got elected, was jail anybody he wanted to, because you said bad things about me. And people was like, oh no, that's fascism. And now you're not scared of fascism, but you're scared of socialism. So anyway, I'm not going there because that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I was reading on Twitter, a bunch of constitutional lawyers, again, including Lawrence Tribe, were like screaming from the rooftops, like red light, you know.
I do not get he'll be successful. I get that it ends in the high priestess, which I clarified with the 4 pentacles and the justice card. There's still systems in place. If this were a weaker system to where we only had the Senate, then there would be no question they'd have done this in 2016. But I get the 4 of Cups, so there's your disappointment, and the 3 of Swords. Then I get the Ace of Swords, and Knight of Wands, 7 of Wands. There is a defense against this idea. And I think that defense will hold. It will hold at least until these people are out of there.
Yeah, I got here's a new action that they're going to have to walk away from, but they're planting a seed. And it's, it's kind of surprising, shocking. They're planting a seed for something else that they're trying to manipulate. So I think he knew he wouldn't get this, but they're working together with other people. They're talking with other people and still making plans here in the future. So I get he's not going to get it, but there's something else that's really the goal of what he's trying to get. So I feel like he's putting this forward, and then he's going to put something else forward. He's going to present something else that's really what he's after. Like something a little bit softer, like he knew he wasn't going to get this. So I'm going to throw some cards on that. What's he really after?
So all it's telling me here's the letter, the bear, and the anchor. It's ending here in the anchor, which is usually a positive card. However, in this context, I'm not going to read it that way because this is talking about achieving your goal, okay? The ultimate goal. His ultimate goal is to cement through legislation here with the bill, executive power here. The bear is the boss, the person in a position of authority, a bully, the executive. So he's trying to cement executive power. It's just telling me what he's trying to do. However, I asked for clarifiers. He's going to have a little bit of problems getting it past this woman right here. So I'm not seeing it going through. But you have a very interesting follow-up question for that one, Jen.
Yeah, like he knew he wasn't going to get this, and oh Lord, I'm laying more cards, and here we go.
Thank you, Georgie.
Yeah, there's something in the structure of the law that he's trying to transition. So, if he's trying to throw a monkey wrench in it, there is a new action that he's getting ready to take. A smaller legal action's how it's being shown to me. Something smaller, and they're going to try to mask it as something else.
I just remembered what that little action is, Jen.
Yeah.
Because under that, if you get that path, you know what that also does? It suspends all what is it when you get caught on a crime? There's a statute of limitations. It also suspends the statute of limitations. So it would give them enough wiggle room. So if this guy doesn't win for whatever reason, guess what? No more statute of limitations. You can't get him. See what I'm saying? He's being very conniving and very, very smart about what he's doing to manipulate.
Yeah, I get he's also trying to separate the arms of our government. So, separating out Congress and Senate separate from the executive.
Yeah.
To strengthen the executive as so they can make more money is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
he's gonna try to hide something else in something else he presents. He's got another plan he's bringing in to bring more power, more focus on the presidency. They're going to fight about that too. So I feel like he's trying to take power away from Congress.
He wants to cement executive power.
He's trying to shift the balance of the power. So he's trying to disempower the Democrats in the House.
Yep.
Good luck with that. Oh, Yoda's here.
Hey, Yoda.
Hi, Yoda.
J Yoda.
I got the exact same thing. The world card, 9 of Wands. That's your cementing. There's the law, the man of power, men of power, and then in the justice. So yeah. How many will go down in the insider trading? Let's see. 1 minute. I'll do 3 cards. See what it says.
I wonder if Burr's related to the Burr that shot out Alexander Hamilton.
Every time I hear his name, that's the only thing I think of.
Yeah. Good shot.
So this is just starting, and I have 4 to 6 with the 6 of Cups here and the 4 of Wands. So that would be your Congress and your nostalgia, and then I got the Fool card, which is a 0. So 4 to 6.
I've got 3 of Swords on the bottom. And I'm really feeling the energy on that. Here's the 7 right now that are accused. That number could go up by 6 more before it's over with. So there could be as many as like 13 that get accused of this. And interesting, this is like money laundering or quid pro quo, or now I guess we'll call it, insider trading. I got information from this guy and I'm going to put my money over here. I think there's going to be like 6 more, but I think there's going to be about 3 that go down for it. 3 that were actually working together on it. Like they talked. 3 that talked amongst themselves and said, hey, let's go. We need to do something about our stocks. They had a plan.
So I drew 1 card for an amount. I have the woman here. So we could literally read 29 as that are guilty of insider trading, or 2 + 9, that would be 11. The first time I ever did this reading, I got the birds, which is about 7 to 12 people. So I'm going to stick to that. It's between 7 to 12. It's within that range. So from what I'm getting, if my interpretation is correct. So
Good. At least it's not 0. So Harvey Weinstein has caught the coronavirus, according to the reports. Is this what?
Is he paying for solitary confinement? Does he want like solitary confinement and he's paying his way into a private cell so Bubba next door doesn't bug him?
Okay.
Or does he really have the coronavirus?
He's in Rikers. He's not in Martha Stewart jail where you can do crafts.
He's in New York.
Jail. So is he still trying to garner some sympathy or what?
And I would think in Rikers they don't like the rich boys too much.
He's walking around with his trolley with the cart gone. So let's see. Can't be sympathetic. I just can't. Page of Pentacles first card.
He's paid for this. Ooh, he's paid for this. He ain't sick. He's worried. Like I said about the guy next door, he's in control. He's the emperor. He's in control of this. Money exchanged hands. His challenge is the businessman that he made the deal with, because he wasn't accepting being out in general population in the jail and group showers and all that. And yeah, he wants his own little private cell. I don't get any sick at all. I don't get any of my sick cards.
I didn't ask, and I didn't get any either. But I do get that he's getting what he wants, whatever it is that's happening right now. I get the Page of Pentacles with the Five of Cups. So there's like the disappointment over the offer, which is the challenge you get with the person he made a deal with. But then I get the Death card, and this Death card is actually quite graphic. If the green screen will show it, but there is someone with the thing in their face. But that is surrounding the Six of Swords. So there is his transition and transformation. So, and then it all ends in Nine of Cups and Ten of Cups. So this is the desires, and this is basically desires fulfilled. So whatever is happening in there, he is starting to get his way, some way or another.
Yeah, if he wants a steak dinner, he's buying it.
Yeah.
having his own private cell to eat it in.
What did you get, Becca?
So I got the rider, the mice, and the cloud. This is news coming in about an illness, something that takes away. With the clouds here, this is your lungs, okay? The respiratory system. Also, it's news of anxiety, serious anxiety, a lot of trouble and severe worry here. The question was, does he have it? Did he test positive? But it's ending here with 2 negatives. And then I asked if he was trying to, get a private deal. I got the ring, the snake, and the birds. This is saying that there's an agreement that is false for something that is being said. But I don't get any money cards.
So I didn't ask about his health. Let's do a health.
Yeah, let's do a health spread on him.
You would think that they would test him. Like, you can say all you want, but,
Well, and if he's got it, what about everybody else in the prison? They'd have to test the whole, ward or whatever, the whole.
One moment, please.
Thank you, Chairman.
Ooh, Mr. Greed and Avarice and Devil on the bottom again. I can't even deny. Got addiction issues. There's his heart issue he had.
What was the question, Johnny?
I was just going to do a health reading on him because I didn't actually ask about his health. I was just asking what's going on with him. And so I'm going to ask about his health now and see if he's got something going on.
Fell from the tower.
I'll focus on his blood, see if there's something going on in there. So
he's on medication.
That's what first part I get.
Yeah, again, he's on medication. He does have back issues. That's probably from bending over too far, walking with his rollator.
Yeah, he's got it.
He's got colon issues.
Yeah, I'm getting that he's sick.
Yeah, he's got it.
I'm getting he's sick, but I'm still not getting that it's the bug. I get it's like circulatory and stuff, but I don't get. You get that he's heating up, Becca, as you put it?
Yeah, he's heating up, and there's an infection in the body. There's news coming in about that. There's also a hospital in isolation. There's some suspicion about what's going on around him, perhaps somewhere where he is transferred to or delivered to. But there's a woman there that's overseeing the institution itself. It's like she's the boss of that institution. And then there's another person, a man at the very top of that institution as well. So I don't know if this is some sort of hospital where they take the imprisoned people to the, like some sort of special hospital. But I'm seeing that he's heating up and he's got an infection.
But, well, isn't that where Mr. Epps was? And isn't that a female warden there?
Because this is what I'm getting on the bottom, Jen. This right here is usually presents for me as Barr. He is the boss of his institution, and then there's this woman here. So this could be saying that she is the boss of the institution, but there's another man coming in very close here. And also you have this over the tree. This is heating up, isolation, abuse, physical contact, strangulation, anything, a belt, a whip, anything like that that can be used to, that sort of thing. But he's here. So, and there's something about suspicion and sneaking away as well. So, but is that where the other guy was at?
I think that's where Mr. Epps was, and there's I thought a female warden there.
Said Epps was in Manhattan.
And Epps was in Manhattan?
Yeah.
Rikers is right next to Manhattan.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, JR. What I got is, so I focused on the blood, which is how I either do blood, bone, organ, or mental. So I focus on the blood, and I get the 8 of Swords. So medication, something that you have to take. There's medication there. And then the 4 of Wands, which is a card I have for something inside of the bone. So this is like marrow, vitamins, something that's essential to the body. And then so that means it passes through or flows through. And then the 5 of Cups, which is my illness, like flu, cold, or virus type of thing. It's not considered disease like cancer or HIV or something like that. This is specifically something to do with contracting something. And so, yes, he's got the corona.
It says there's 38 have tested positive in the prison system so far in New York.
Well, he's one of them. As you know, I should feel bad for him. Anybody can get it, but the way he treated people his whole life, I can't do it. So politically speaking, what effect will this corona have on Donald Trump? Politically speaking, because they're trying to clean it up before the election, like people don't have memories or something. It's like, just because it's over doesn't mean we forget your response. If Katrina would have happened on Bush's first term, it probably wouldn't have got a second term.
And you just wait till those unemployment numbers start going up, Ronnie. They're expecting to go up to 30% unemployment.
And like you sent me that thing, they're hiding the numbers.
Oh yeah, when you did the reading the other night, Johnny. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right.
Well, as star gets reversed, I'm using my Rider Waite deck, my old deck, and I'm doing reversals in this one. So as star gets reversed. No more the celebrity guy. Oh, What does it mean for Trump?
Where's the pranker?
I can't.
Oh, Jen.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm using a deck that has reversals, and the cards are all coming out upright other than on the bottom. His star gets reversed. He's no longer like celebrated. I get the death card, because he didn't move into action. He didn't, refuse to move into action fast enough, and there's too much illumination on him. He's got the sword of truth on him. It's like he abused his power. He's got America standing on its head. He's just stuck in the middle of this. He abused his power. He showed strength. And he lied.
What'd you get, Becca?
I did a double line of 5.
Okay.
And my question was, how will this current situation, with that thing, affect his presidency? I got the key, the scythe, the mountain, the ring, and the bouquet and the ring. This is talking about an important sudden chaos that created a huge obstacle, and there was also a delay. The mountain is central to the reading. For timing, this is about a 3-month delay. It's not something that's not overcome, but it's a 3-month delay. Okay, so which is about how much he waited, about 3 months to respond. And then there was a promise for aid here, or some sort of promise for gifts. Okay, so this could be the aid. On the bottom row, I'm seeing the book, the mice, the storks, the moon, and the birds. They're keeping something secret here about an illness or quite possibly corruption that is quite important, perhaps over vaccinations for this thing, or testing for this thing, anything that cuts and injects into the body, because there's a secret contract here this way. The new election, it will be a change election where he will be recognized for his failures, the important failures, the delays that were caused. It'll change the next election. Also, corruption here of gifts. They took stuff away from aid here. This is workers, so cutting out perhaps people in the population that are making less than 23, with that number right there, cutting them off. These people are separated. If you look here, they're separated from this aid this way. So they're just going to keep talking about everything. And important conversations will be had. It will cut his career, and they will talk about the obstacles and his lack of response.
Yeah, so like he closed Mar-a-Lago, right? Did he lay everybody off? Just let everybody go, as opposed to doing the right thing and use some of his money to keep them going? No.
He's a miser. He laid everybody off and put them on government welfare, and then is trying to cut government welfare. So
what does it mean for him politically? I got the Queen of Wands right at the beginning. That's your Nancy. So I don't care what happens between here and November. She is not going to let this go. Mm-hmm. And as awful as this to say, this is the kind of thing they needed to make sure they put the nail in the coffin. Because I have the 9 of Wands after that. I do get the Ace of Cups and the 2 of Swords. He's having a hard time finding support towards the end. The Empress and the 9 of Cups. There's a beginning, but it's just people thinking. So this spells very bad for him. That's what it is. I had some I wanted to read. It was, y'all might have seen it out there already. So, according to the details of the bill released Thursday, Senate Republicans are proposing giving a $1,200 check to every American with an income under $75,000. This was released as of Thursday, decreasing gradually after that, zeroing out at $99,000. So, if you make $99,000 and above, you get nothing. And then checks would fall to $600 for those with little to no income, which people to little to no income should get the $1,200 check, but that's neither here nor there. And $500 based upon $500 per child based upon your 2018 tax filings. Senator Bernie Sanders is suggesting $2,000 per person, period. But we'll see what happens there.
I think he's proposing because the Republican bill, the way that it is right now, is a one-time payment.
Yes, he wanted it to be
every month. Bernie
like a stipend, basically.
Month. Yeah.
So we did that one. Will the stimulus be passed before April? Nancy Pelosi is the one holding it up right now because it is lopsided. Right now, as the bill stands, the bulk of that $1 trillion goes to corporations and companies and not to everyday people who can't go back to work at those corporations and companies. So she's like, this is not what we agreed on. This is not fair to the American people, and I cannot sign off on this until we go back to the drawing board. So good for her. So will it pass before April?
You got Mitch McConnell that's just pushing to give it all to corporations with no checks or balances to make sure they don't use it to pay CEO bonuses and all that crap.
Another in the government. Thank you, taxpayers.
They say I hate him. I really do. They say you shouldn't hate because hate is I hate him. I really do. I think indifference is bad. Hate is not bad. Indifference means you don't care. Hate means you care for a reason.
Yeah.
I dislike him intensely. I dislike what he does intensely.
I hate him.
I'm not Mother Teresa. I hate him too.
Like I see his face and I want to kick it. Like I do. He gets on my nerves because he is the worst. He don't care what nobody else is going through. It's just his agenda.
I want to pull him out of that turtle shell and let everybody see him standing there naked.
Oh, Lord.
My mind's eye threw up just now.
You're welcome.
We're asking if the stimulus package will pass by April?
Yes. I get a yes, but a part of me doesn't believe it. That's sad. Because like you said in your reading, though, Becca, that this would even come with strings attached. And now we see all the strings.
Yeah, I'm still getting a no, Johnny. I asked a quick yes or no. I got the ring, which is the agreement. They take away from it, and there's something suspicious going on here. It's still ending in something suspicious, sneaky, underhanded. And they're still taking away this because this lands in the middle. This could actually be taking away from people's jobs, taking away from the workers. Perhaps there's something in the agreement about unemployment for people that are losing here at work. And this could also be in reference to the number 23, the people that are making at 23 or below that are getting shafted, so it's still sneaky. There's something still sneaky that they're going to try to sneak in there.
Yeah, I get they're still juggling something right now in the structure of it. It's too low for the people. And it's because they're, catering to the big corporations and the big money. They are charging in with more bills, I feel, but they're going to keep fighting it out. It's a little unclear. I think eventually, because I got this first for in the future for April 1st, I don't think it's going to happen by April 1st, but I think it'll happen shortly thereafter, because then they get support, they work together, and they work across the aisle on something. Mm-hmm. So I do think they will get something, but not by April 1st. It's got to change. It's got to change first.
Yeah, I agree. I start with the Tower and the Eight of Cups. And so there is your coming to an end and then walking away. The Devil, of course, in the Four of Cups. There is your offer, but it's lopsided towards greed. The Ace of Swords and the World. So something comes to a completion here, and there is a victory around it. That's where I got that yes, but I don't quite believe. And so I pulled some more. And then you get Nine of Swords here in the Fear, which is fear, is in the fear. And then you have the Knight of Swords. There is a rash action that leads to secrecy and something ending with the Four of Swords. So whatever this rash action is, which is putting the crap in the bill that makes it not a clean bill, that's one they cannot support, is what, because we don't see the bill that they're putting forward. All we're hearing from people like Nancy is that this is one-sided. Yeah. And so there's your secrecy, and then the Four of Swords, then it ends. So by April, no. In April, possibly. But
let's ask this: will the bill that finally gets passed aid the people or the corporations? Who gets more help, the people or the corporations?
I mean, I can't play that. I can't believe that they're playing politics in a time like this.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
But that's always the Republican agenda: trickle-down economics, feed the corporations, they'll take care of the people, and they never do.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, how many times does it have to be disproven? Well, we have history that says it doesn't work, like
you look at the mom and pops and you look at the self-employed, it doesn't help.
Nope, it doesn't work. And if you also look at the history, the trends, everything is a Republican, boom, there's a bust. See what I'm saying? It's a boom and bust economy, and you can track it by who's in office and their agendas. It's like
every time they do bailouts on corporations or banks or anything, those people go and give the CEOs big bonuses and stuff, and we hear about it later. It's like, okay, you're using taxpayer money to help them, and then
and meanwhile they lay off how many employees a year because that we need to cut back for the corporate executives? Like, no.
And trickle-down economics would work if there was no greed. Here, let me give you this money, and then you hire more people. Okay, sure. But then you stuck it in your pocket. So that's why it doesn't work.
So who's going to win on this? The Republicans or Dems? Are they going to help the people or the corporations?
I get Donald Trump in the end. So that's... Oh, Lord. Three of Cups and Temperance. I think that there might be a reluctant, agreement of some sort here with the Temperance card. Because Temperance is healing after addiction, some sort of sobriety. So it's like a hard coming to terms with something. And because I keep getting that they're going to, the longer this delays, the more they can blame Democrats for the delay. And say it's them the reason why you don't have it in check right now.
The challenge is Nancy.
Yeah, and it ends in the Fool, so I think it the Knight of Pentacles and the Fool, so I think it benefits them more.
Mm-hmm. I agree, because I've got Here's America. The challenge is Nancy's agenda to do something more balanced and just, and she's burdened. She can't get it through. She's got support from her people, but not from the Senate and everything. So I get the businessmen and Trump are going to be the ones that get to move forward with more with strength than what they get on this. They get more money than the average man.
For the average worker, I have the woman, the storks, the coffin. There's a woman here who's trying to bring about change. This is always upward mobility, change, transformation, a transition, but then it comes to an end here. It shuts down. It doesn't happen. I asked for corporations. I have the bear, which would be your corporate executives, people at the very, very top, have channels or are pressing for choices from a person that has been there a very long time. This could be multiple people within a conservative group. This is a very older, wiser person, conservative, 30, 35 years. Yeah, so it's like the executives have their ear. And it's the reading starts here with the bear, which would be your executive. So maybe this is what brings about your protest, Johnny.
Because we're basically about to give, in the time of crisis, in the time of citizenry having a crisis, we're about to give a whole bunch of money to companies that don't need it.
Yep.
So let's just ask, what will the people in America, what will their response be to getting little to no bailout?
What will the response from Americans be for corporate bailouts again?
To American people to getting little to no money from the government over this.
That is so sick to me.
I know. And then you're sitting there and you're watching this and you're seeing that they're anticipating unemployment to get to 30%.
Confusion and change.
You know, but here's Joe Blow, the CEO of United Airlines, on TV screaming that he's going to shut down the company and lay off a bunch of workers if he does not give what he deems is sufficient from the government. Like, that should anger everybody, really. It really should.
That's soulless. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I don't even understand. Like, the one thing, like I said, you can call me whatever you want. Selfish will never be one of them.
No.
And I can't wrap my head around greed, especially in these kind of times. Like,
no.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So how will they feel?
Lied to about work. I get they're going to be confused and they're going to, fight for change. They see the businessman, the corporate man, is stealing from them. So they're going to, bring the sword of truth on that. This has been going on for way too long. And also the student loan debts, like no cooperation with that. It feels like they think we're going, and I laid a clarifier on my emperor and I get my Putin card. They feel like we're out of balance, like Putin. Brings a tower moment, so that could be a protest.
Uh-huh. What are you getting, Johnny?
I get initially defeated. That's what this seems to be, because I get Page of Swords, Temperance, and then the 10 of Wands. So there's your burden. I do get passions with the Ace of Cups, but I get 10 of Swords around the government and Congress. So there's like the defeat by the government. Then there is a period of sort of complacency to where they're kind of stuck in place. Like, what do we do about this? Because, of course, the media hawks are going to be out and pushing the message. And that's probably when people will start to call their senators and congressmen with the messages being pushed out. I did 3 oracles on this too. It says communication, evaluation, and madness. And so there will be an initial like a retreat, and then after that, that's when like the mad as hell comes out. Now, is it a protest? I don't know, but there is something. Initially they feel defeated, and then after that, not so much.
Here's what I'm getting. If you guys are cool with me going, I have the woman, the scythe, the whip, the heart, the lilies. There's a woman here cuts, aggression, fighting, and then there's some sort of peaceful resolution here. Down in this row, we have the birds, the ring, the anchor, the dog, and the bouquet. This is saying that conversations and support, long-term support, will come from friends and those that have been around a long time for aid. However, with that said, there's going to be ongoing struggle, ongoing fights, ongoing arguments. With the birds knighting over to the whip, this is verbal arguments. However, the arguments are peaceful. I do not see the garden here, which would talk about public, but what I can tell you is if and when this does happen, people will begin to organize here, promise each other a circle of support here, strong circle of support for long-standing protest here that is peaceful. That's what I'm saying, because people are voicing, this could also be people calling their senators here with these mirrors, voicing their anger because there's a broken promise here. There's a promise that has been broken or severed, but it looks like regular people like us Americans will start leaning on our friendships, our communities, our lifelong friends for support and aid, while people start talking about mobilizing.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm getting.
I get they're going to be inspired by it too, and bring an end to this cycle. And they're going to cut a lot of people from their jobs. You know, they're going to charge in during the election. I pulled a few extra cards. It's like they're sick of it, so they're going to take on the fight at the polls.
Yep. They're going to fight, and it's going to be an ongoing fight. But it ends with peace on my reading. So we'll see.
Yeah, I get a question every day. What brings about the protest? I don't know. Stop asking. I didn't even see a protest. It just told me protest.
Yeah, it could be an organized protest. It doesn't mean marching in the streets.
And maybe that's why I did, because I got an image of the ships and the tanker in the water. And that's why I said it, because there is no tanker in the water card. So Spirit had to give me these images. Yeah. I got an image of the tanker in the water. I got an image of the stock market, of the big board with all the squiggly lines and the green this and the red that. I got an image of that saying it was crashing. I got an image of people in Congress when I said an important person was targeted. I got an image of all that other stuff. I did not get an image of protest, period. I got protest word. I didn't get an image. So it could be anything, or maybe it's online, or maybe it's just spoken. That's why I didn't get an image of it. But
have you tried looking to see if there's anything else that'll be going on at the time that Trump leaves office?
No. Well, I did, but it was stuff that already happened. Yeah,
because I read on that one time, because I was getting like, you know, the Meghan and Harry Brexit, or Megxit, as I called it.
I'm asking for you real quick, Johnny, if you don't mind. I can stop if you want me to. Okay.
Because they got a plenty to.
There's still something in the future to come.
I asked what brings about Johnny's protest that he saw in his vision. Okay. I'm going to bring you down. I have the dog, the bear, the mountain, the tower, and the scythe here. This is loyalty to executives here. Corporations being cut out. There's an obstacle and a problem. There's a problem with corporate executives, and that loyalty here with the dog and the scythe need to be cut. This needs to be separated right here. Is what I'm getting. It needs to be blocked. So,
yeah, I'm getting also something coming up, something surprising with a foreign leader that's embattled. So something additional. Now, yeah, this is like the planning stage, right on the bottom, and I get, you know, waiting on the ship to come in. So going back to your tanker thing, maybe waiting on the ship to come in, something about travel and the travel industry. And then I get the other sign that he's about to go is when they're working across the aisles, when they're working together the way they used to for America. That's a sign when he's going to go. When they come up with an agreement on this, that might be a sign that he's going to go, because they finally come together on an agreement on this bill.
I mean, that's his MO for leadership, though, is like, you can't take him down if he keeps everybody divided. See what I'm saying? Like, and it's worked. So I can see what you're saying, Jen, that when people start working together, that's when they're like, yeah, you need to go.
He's gone.
Thank you, me, myself, and I for this super chat. I don't think I said that earlier, but thank you very much. So let's keep looking at him. Trump has closed Mar-a-Lago. What has this done to his mentality right now? His precious Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, how many hours is he spending in front of the TV watching Fox News now? That he can't be out cheating and playing golf.
It's so silly. It's like you're really playing it just for, well, no, never mind. They prescribe golf for other presidencies because it lowers stress and it's exercise at the same time.
Yeah.
He just plays because he just plays.
And then he cheats on his
Plays because he's lazy. He doesn't want to do anything in the office, you know? And he's not smart enough to handle what's going on in the office.
What a life.
It's actually better to have him out of the office. Like, please take him away.
Oh, Lord. Will no one rid me of this meddlesome priest? I got Empress and 2 of Pentacles. So internal emotions are off balance. The King of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. He thinks about it a lot. He's closing Mar-a-Lago. Ace of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Sun. There's a swift action here. I think something may be undone about it. He's thinking about himself. This is not about public health scare and all these type of things. It's just about him. So he doesn't get to do what he wants to do, and then that's where the 5 of Swords comes in. It's all about him. He's just worried and stressed because he can't go play on his golf course.
Yeah, he's I'm using my deck where I'm doing reversals again. So he's trying to figure out a way to unblock the situation, like to be able to open it up. But I got the Fool standing on his head. He is literally standing on his head. His challenge is he can't bully anybody into opening it because, there are sick people and he had to get the sick people out of there, right? He's going to be tweeting a lot. He is upset and he's going to be tweeting about it like, poor me, poor victim, I had to close Mar-a-Lago. He's not accepting it. But I got here in the near future, I've got trying to charge forward with something to do with travel to bring change. So he's going to say something stupid to try to get travel going. And I feel like he also wants to go to Russia.
I felt that other reading. I don't know why, though.
Meet up with an old friend. Nancy sees the truth of what's going on, that he's trying to manipulate things. I get strength with Nancy. Why is he trying to hook up with Putin? See, I think that's kind of why he maybe sent a love letter to Kim Jong-un. He wants to meet up with Putin somewhere.
Because, North Korea doesn't let anybody in. So what a safe place to hold meetings with the other guy, where that country is basically a black box. But for what I got for him not being able to go to Mar-a-Lago, we have the stork, the stars, the rider, the sun, and the fish. He's hoping for change here for the delivery of success to his business. This is also delivery of money to his business here. It's like he wants to leave. He wants to go to, and he's hopeful to go to a warm place. But what I'm picking up is that even though I don't have the ring here, he sees this as some sort of new direction and some sort of opportunity for him to get more money for his business. So perhaps through that bailout thing that we got earlier, that they're going to try to perhaps sneak something in,
Milk
That's all.
all it's worth.
Yeah.
I was just asking why he wants to meet up with Putin, hook up with Putin. He's waiting on something from overseas. You know, he feels justice is turned on its head, and he would like to turn the Justice Department even further on its head. But you know, we're all in isolation. He's losing money. He can't hang on to it. His cups are getting empty, so he wants to travel. Wants to go see Putin, fill his pockets.
Ay, this man. Dear God, seriously. Seriously.
What you get?
All right. So, question was, why does he want to meet with Putin? Lilies, stars, mice, crossroads, ship. He's hoping for something to happen on the internet where they steal elections overseas. Okay, interference. Here we're having the whip, the clouds, the man, the letter, and the what is this? The tower. Arguing in a lot of confusion for him in regards to official notices that are coming in from the governments and courts. Okay, he is worried. Right in the middle, he's got the mice over his head. This could also be about something that is spreading with an illness here through multiple routes overseas. But he's also looking about stealing something here. This, as a place, this would be a road or a ballot box where you go to do, this could be like your ballots that are coming in, okay, for the election.
Stealing votes.
Yeah, stealing votes, clouding over and causing confusion for the elections. But he's right in the central to the reading. He's crapping his pants. Corrupt government. He is wanting to go overseas, to go far away on vacation. But there's multiple documents here, or the ballots at the polls for the elections. Foreign aggression this way, and a judge this way. He's nervous, quite possibly around a judge here, and a choice that needs to be made regarding legal institutions and paperwork here. Now, this letter nights over here to the clouds. This could be emails, any type of record that is sent electronically, but it's covered up right now. This document is covered up. So this could be perhaps some sort of lawsuit here that he is in fear of losing, even though this is temporarily suspended. That may affect him in the upcoming election. So perhaps the taking away of the stuff that is covering it up and exposing it. See what I'm saying? And he's worried about a judge here as well.
So is he worried about the judge exposing him?
He's worried about a decision that a judge will be making, because he's got the crossroads over the letter. That is a choice about documents, alternative documents, multiple documents, and then on the corners you have a judge. And he's worried about a judge making a choice or a decision, and the final ruling that will become legal. He will have to legally, this is an official legal notice. This could be a notice from a corporation, a notice from a court, a notice from some sort of an institution, whether a court, a judge. But the final ruling is what has him worried about which way this judge might go. And then the documents that were covered up finally coming to light, multiple documents, not like, it's kind of like opening up the floodgates with all the documents coming out at the same time.
It's either going to be his taxes or getting the full unredacted Mueller report.
Because there's documents here that they've taken away out of it and they've covered stuff up.
Mueller report.
So it could be the Mueller, it could be I mean, it's like he's almost afraid of the floodgates with documents, just like all the decisions coming in at once. See if that makes any sense.
So they still haven't released the unredacted Mueller report to that judge. Let's see if we can get a timeline on when that's going to happen.
Can I look to see what's in there?
Yeah, look at what's inside the unredacted Mueller report that we don't already know about.
Okay.
Ooh, I love it.
Let's get nosy.
I'll try a timeline, see if I can get an idea of when it's going to. Yeah, they're hanging on to it right now. We know that. Ooh, the fool's on his head next week. Watch for that. He losing his mind. I'm getting 11 to 12 weeks before we get illumination and documents presented.
11 to 12 weeks.
Yeah, so March, April, May, to June. So sometime in June.
That's just about the time when they're supposed to be going over his taxes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I said,
so if everything comes at the same time, so let me see if I can see when the taxes are going to get released.
There's a woman here who has not been exposed in the report. He will be exposed, but there's something else going on with a tech company from overseas and an opportunity that they took to hack, spam, what is that called when you ping a server over and over and over again, like you attack it. There's a name for that.
Like bots.
Yeah, like bots, but
I don't know what is it, doxing? Is that what that's called?
Yeah. There's like a company there that was doxing.
Is that the Cambridge Analytica?
I don't know. There's a tech company though, and it's foreign. It's far away. There appears to be 1, 2, 3 people there that we do not know about yet. One woman will be exposed. However, she's got the book underneath her.
Probably Cambridge Analytica. That's what Mercer was heavily involved in.
Rebecca Mercer?
Rebecca Mercer, yes.
There is something there with Steve Bannon as well.
Yeah, that's him too.
Because I got the lilies and the writer. Steve Bannon was delivering something. Steve Bannon was visiting something. There's something in there about Steve Bannon and this. Let me bring you guys down. He's got the tower and the stars. This is where I'm getting the tech company. Steve Bannon visits, arguing aggression overseas. Unlucky, super huge opportunity. A woman here that is secret. She hasn't been exposed yet. Here it shows that she gets exposed. This woman is a celebrity. This could also be a media outlet as well. Foreign company here. Steve Bannon taking an opportunity and aggression that was being kept secret. This is what I was talking about, dossing here and delivering success in a woman that is foreign or a woman that is far away. But Bannon's in here. Wait,
I'm getting on the taxes, I'm getting like 8 to 9 months before they come out and they're going to show that they were manipulated. A lot of strong evidence and could lead somebody to needing to pack their bags and go.
I'm also seeing a judge that argues success, and a woman is successful here. presenting a case in front of a judge. So I don't know if that's somebody that's fighting to, or on the, I don't know if that would be somebody that's perhaps filing a FOIA request or something to get it unredacted, or the judge, but it's like there's a successful argument there. I don't even know how Steve Bannon would be involved in all of this. Like,
he was the campaign something, surrogate manager, something like that. Early on, he was also involved with Cambridge Analytica.
oh,
And Breitbart was too, but mostly
a media outlet in a tech company. Yeah, and he was going somewhere. He was sending stuff.
Yeah, he was over there. He's over there now too.
It's the devil.
So there's stuff coming out about Steve Bannon that we don't know about yet, and a woman that is secret.
Yeah, I kept getting that Rebecca Mercer was going to have trouble somewhere down the road when I was reading on her last year.
So let's ask, why is it that Trump did not act on the corona back in January?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because he says right now, I've watched like 10 seconds of his, not what you call a little press briefing, I guess, earlier today. And he said that he really likes Xi, but he's a little upset with him because why didn't you tell us about this? And all these reports are saying, well, you knew about this already. You called it a hoax back then.
Mm-hmm.
So was it like fear of image, fear of stock market?
Fear of poll numbers?
Which there are some ones out now that say his poll numbers went up. It's like,
Are you serious?
Yeah, just stop.
I'm drink bleach right now. Seriously.
Why didn't he act?
He's rushing in all erratic now. That's on the bottom. But I get, he was patient. You know, he waited. He was patient because he was making plans. He's trying to figure out how he could make it work for him, and also how he could use it to help his image. Again, I get that that good news card, like he wanted to be the one that came up with the fix. You know, only I can fix it. And working on the money, working on the medication. He's got a new plan he's moving into action with on Russia again. Maybe he's trying to work with Russia on something. Russia and the White House. I hate it when the Russia cards all start showing up again. It's like, oh, here we go.
What you get, Becca?
So I have the house, the letter, the ship, the snake, and the dog. The official notice that came out of his administration here and with the house is, or quite possibly, he was concerned how this would affect his properties, okay? But the notice, the message that was sent out from his administration about something that was happening overseas was false. And then you have this advisor, this person here. This person here, and he's got the snake before him. So it's like if it would have been this way, it means this person is lying, this person is deceiving. No, they were lying and deceiving and perhaps jealousy towards this guy, the advisor, the person in a supportive role. Here we're seeing something about his career and reputation. He wanted to see it glowing and for it to stick around, but now there's permanent damage. And some sort of permanence here. It's stuck with this thing that takes away. It's slowly eroding at the stability here. But central to the reading here, you have the ship and the writer. So this is something about something that's arriving from overseas. But it looks like he was just denying it as a lie here, a record that is false, messages that are false, speaking to use your voice about something that is false, lying. for his own security, out of perhaps fear with the mice here of this person getting recognized this way. Which is interesting because that's all he's been doing. And then Mike Pence surprisingly has to be the one that kind of shoves him out of the way and starts speaking about something that normal people can. I mean, they're all lies too, but he's not over there taking pot shots at reporters and attacking them, but it looks like he was worried about Pence and then some sort of recognition. I don't know. That's what I'm.
I get the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. So he was not under any strain or threat back in January, so there was no real need to come out and say nothing. The Knight of Cups and the Ace of Swords is indeed image. The Knight of Cups, the false knight, I call it. In the surrounding energy, I get Three of Swords, Page of Swords, Nine of Wands. This is when it all came crashing down. He didn't have the Three of Swords energy in January. He had that Wheel of Fortune, like, we'll see what happens. And then it happened and he wasn't prepared. Because if he had the foresight, then he wouldn't have abolished or done away with the, not to say, well, safeguards that Obama had in place for things like this. And then in the end, I get King of Wands. That's the Helper King. This is my Mike Pence card now. So this is now all Mike Pence's responsibility. And so he wasn't under any strain or threat back then, so he didn't care.
It's interesting. I always get that something to do with money is what takes him out ultimately. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering now, like, instead of like his money, like the taxes and all that, if it's that he's messing with our money too much, as we're going through this difficult time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joanne.
I mean, that's what happens when you put somebody that's bankrupted everything ever to no position of authority.
Let's try asking what ultimately takes him out of office. What ultimately causes him to leave office.
Still get money. Investigations about money is what it ends on. Or say investigations about possessions. There could be anything. Pentacles is usually referred to as money, but it could just be anything you can hold. So, and the Fool on the bottom.
I'm getting something scandalous here, y'all, but
what are you getting?
Writer Child Stork's book, Snake, news about a pregnancy that's been kept secret with another woman. That's what I'm getting.
Interesting. I don't think any of us are wrong. I think we're just all picking up on different things out the ether. Like there's going to be multiple things that get him out. He's stuck right now, like on the bottom. He's stuck, but it's going to be something that he's gaslighted about, that he's lied about, which could be anything, right? Because he lied about everything. But it's something that the justice system's coming after him about. It is going to be something in documents or communication of some kind. So emails, transactions, wire transfers, whatever. It's going to be found somehow through documents. It's something he masked, so it's not what it appears to be. And he was cooperating with someone else. So there's someone else in on it with him. And that brings his tower, and that brings his pack your bags, you going.
I'll take it.
I'll take it too. I just want popcorn from when all of it blows up in his face.
We are going to have the biggest tarot party online the day he walks out.
We have to.
I'll let you all know I'm going to be drunk.
I
don't drink, and I'll find a way to still get there. It's somehow.
Drunken tarot. Becca and I'll drink, and we'll pose questions to Johnny to read on.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so Rand Paul has got the virus. Should we just go there? Is this karma? This is the one who is against socialized medicine. This is the one who was probably on the... Anyway, is this karma?
Yeah. I get what I'm picking up what you're putting down, friend. I'm picking up because they get socialized healthcare as a Senate.
Uh-huh.
So let's take that away from him for a minute and let libertarianism do its work.
He doesn't want his coal miner with lung disease to have it in Kentucky, but you know.
Oh, it just started raining here, you guys. I love it.
It's snowing here. Ona was talking about it earlier. I've got a couple of inches last time I looked, so I probably have about 3 or 4 by now.
It's hot as hell over here.
The Northeast is getting a nor'easter this week.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm coming over, Jen. Coming over.
Lucy was at the back door wanting to go out, and I held her up and showed her the white stuff, and she was like, oh, hell no. It's like, it's snowing on your catnip. You can't go out there and chew on your catnip.
Hello, Lucy.
Patricia asked if we can manifest him out. Sure you can. It's before good reason. Otherwise, it's a curse and not a spell.
Yeah, I did, said in a video before one time, I don't like to do that kind of manifesting because you're messing with free will. If he's still there, there's a reason he's still there. There's something that we're all supposed to be learning or seeing, or so I don't like to mess with the free will.
This would be a good thing. Either if not, it's a curse, and you don't want to cast a curse.
Oh, I'm a cast a curse right now because this is a gift from the universe for him to heat up. There you go. You reap what you sow.
What was I asking? Oh, karma. That's right.
I get victory card on the bottom with this. Like, why is it victorious to catch the bug, right? So, you know, that's a little joke with the universe, too. I think, you know, sending him to the hospital to transition, you know, it's manifesting from the universe. So it's coming back to him from the universe, from what he's put out in the universe.
How about you sit down and heat up for a little bit? Maybe we'll get to the change your thinking.
Yeah, it's a new beginning for him.
Yep.
It's not going to change him. He's not accepting it.
I got to read this because it came up twice now. I'm like, oh, wait, I didn't ask a question. And then I asked the question, is this karma? And then the same card came back up. It's like, I wanted you to have this. So what does it mean? If I understood the Kabbalah tree of life, I could tell you, but I know it's beauty, but that doesn't fit in this situation. The tempered force that allows the rest of the dimension as extremes and absolutes. Extreme, this is equilibrium. Ha. What you put out, you get back. Balancing. This is the pillar of balance at the glowing center of the tree. It's careful balancing, act, balance. Extreme opposites mirrors the structure of the tree. Yeah, so this is what you put out, because mind you, the first card is Zachriel. This is memories. This is nostalgia. This is like the Six of Cups. So if you hearken back, this type of thing that is benefiting you, you said no one else could have it. You didn't want people who were stuck in coal mines digging up dirty rocks whose lungs were literally black to have health care, but you have socialized health care, and now you're going to be treated for the coronavirus because you do have it. And so now maybe we can hope. Maybe you will see and then empathize. And then maybe you won't take this stance in the future that people shouldn't have health care. Because and Shell and GL is trying to be happy in an unhappy situation. So maybe you will be better going forward. I'll keep the fingers crossed.
So doesn't it seem like a lot of Democrats have been or Republicans have been exposed to it, or have had to go into quarantine, or have tested positive, and yet I can't think of has any Democrat been diagnosed with it?
I think one. I think
One.
only one. Only one. But
I forget his name, but it was two at the same time. It was one Republican and then a Democrat that I read in the same story.
So, because I don't want to associate this with, the common people out there that are coming down with corona, because I don't think that that's a karmic thing, for them. But it does seem like there's a little karma at play with the Republicans with it.
mm-hmm.
You don't want people to have health care. Now you have to depend on that socialized health care to save your stinking behind.
Oh, and by the way, we're not going to put you in a fancy hospital. We're going to put you in with the rest of the population. You can see how everybody else is getting along.
We're going to put up a little pup tent outside the hospital on a soccer field, because we don't have enough beds in the hospital. So Here's your sleeping bag and a pup tent.
So now you get to be scared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got two more. What knocks? I got this question on the live stream. What knocks the coronavirus out of the headlines?
Oh, that's a good one.
And that has to be a very big story, because that's all anybody is talking about. So what is going to come along that the coronavirus is now on the back page?
Purely for entertainment purposes only.
Oh, let's see. I have no idea. If I pull another, it's a mystery card, I'm throwing all of them away.
I think it might have something to do with your protests, Johnny. People fighting back. Because here's Trump being all smug in the middle, and then I get, a new emotion coming up about it because things are, getting out of balance. There's going to be light shown on something that Trump did, something that he manipulated. I have the dishonor card here. And then I get my Nancy and the businessmen and trying to separate themselves out from Trump. He's done something sneaky, involves the law, something illegal, which is everything he does. It's something that affects our national security. And I think like this probably would have broken a little sooner. Like somebody already knows, but they're waiting because of the bug. Like they're not releasing it yet. They're waiting till we're past the crisis point. They're waiting to release it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be something about Trump, something he's done.
What you get, Becca?
Okie dokie. So over here I have the book, the bear, the letter, the what do you call this? The lilies and the storks. Down here I have the cross, the crossroads, the ship, the anchor, and the sun. The secret that two of these bear people have been keeping, a pair of them, or quite possibly more than two, because we have the crossroads, anybody that fits the description of a bear. So that would be Pompeo, Barr, and Trump in regards to foreign policy around someone here that is either an ambassador or someone here that has had a long time service in the military, Navy, or Marine Corps. Something that gets released about them that brings forward exposure. There is a secret here that they've been keeping that is guilty, that eventually gets exposed, it gets released. There's also documents here around several of these people trying to cement something here around foreign policy. But there's something coming up around whoever this is an ambassador. This could be a military person, Navy or Marine Corps, but with these two, I don't know which one the Army would be. I'm just going off of the symbols here. But there's a veteran of some sort, somebody that's been around 30, 35 years. With the lilies, this could also be someone that brings peace, so perhaps an ambassador. But then there's a transfer of this person, something that's transferred and upgraded and changed and gets exposed. So more might come out around something that had to do with foreign policy and how these three people were working something here, and something that is guilty that they've been keeping quiet.
So what I get is weird, but here it is. It's someone's health on a national level or on a worldwide level, I guess, or something's health, either something's or someone. I get the world card here, so it's going to hit the news or hit the media. It's going to be a surprise. So this person may fall suspiciously ill, or they might be attacked or something like that. I get the Page of Wands and the Empress, something news about life. So maybe this person's in the hospital. There's the Moon and the Seven of Swords and the Empress. There's not a whole lot of information about it. Not the Empress, but Temperance. There's not a lot of information about it, but somebody may fall ill or in the hospital, or some sort of something afflicts the body. It ends in the Queen of Wands. I don't know who it is, so to clarify, and it clarified me with another queen. So it might be a woman or a man with effeminate traits. So I get the woman clarified by the woman. So I tried to clarify again. Then I get the Ten of Swords, which is like loss and the health thing. So I tried to clarify again because I'm like, tell me who exactly. And then I get another queen, the Queen of Cups. So it's a woman is what it's saying. It's like, look here, it's a woman. Then I clarified again, and then I get the Five of Pentacles, which is the card for disease or something like that. So I think someone's health might be on the line or in question. Now, for our last reading, Jen posted this picture, and there was an orb. Okay, you tell the story. There was an orb.
So this is in my house in New York when I used to live in Long Island, New York. I had been in the house for about 3 weeks when I realized I had a spirit in the house. Now, I later figured out she is not earthbound. She came and went. But I would hear like footsteps overhead. This is on my community page. So anybody hadn't seen it, go to the community page. You can actually see through the orb. If you look closely, there's a built-in bookcase that has an angled top on it. So the orb is about 5 to 6 feet tall based on the size of other stuff that's there. There's no light on in the room or anything. My friend Beth took this photo when she came to visit me. I think it was about a month after I moved in. She came up to help me unpack and get organized and stuff. And so she came up and she took other pictures around the house also. And orbs were showing up in like down in the kitchen. This happened to be in my attic bedroom. So everyone was asking, is this Rosie, who was my spirit who lived there? And I know Rosie, I had her name right because I looked her up on the 1940 census and her name was Rosie. Her husband's name was Joseph. Is it Rosie, my ghost that came and went, or is it a spirit guide, or is it an angel? Very intense colors.
Okay, I got to do 3 different spreads.
Yeah. The red and yellow, to me, like when you see aura colors like that, red is the root chakra, which has to do with your passions, your fire, your energy, how you're grounding, those types of things. Yellow is the solar plexus, which is our connections to other people. And I don't know if it has to do with that, or if it's a spirit guide or if it's my ghost. I'm thinking about doing a live stream tomorrow night to talk about some of my ghost stories, not do readings, but do some of my ghost stories.
So we're asking for Rosie. What were the other 2, Jen?
A spirit guide or an angel. Because it was a huge orb. It wasn't like a small white orb. Like, yeah, I've taken orb photos of spirits before, and they usually show up white or bluish white. This one was very, very intense.
Was that the only person who lived there?
There was another couple that I bought the house from, but they were still living when I bought it. So the only ones who were deceased was Rosie and her husband, and they had no children.
Yeah, I don't get any kids. Okay, so Truth Be Told is a card that says open-minded, but this is like psychic. So this is encompassing the psychic realm. So this is somebody familiar or somebody that you have picked up with the mediumship, or that you might know or recognize psychically. Because if they have something there or something about the possession, because the Milk and Honey is a possession card, there's something that attaches them to that place. Not that they stay there all the time, but that they recognize it when they come and go. So this is like, if they were, this is their point of entry. Like, I can go here and then go wherever I wanted to. Montreal and Fanuel. So Montreal means that there's proof that this person belonged there or has been there before. And then Fanuel means that this is the ending, was met there or somewhere around it. Charon, which is the transition card, and Morgan, so it's a woman. But I get that Two of Swords, there is a woman who had a husband here with the Lover's card. Mm-hmm. So I think it was her.
I think it was Rosie. Okay.
I think so.
So I'm getting a no for the angel. I'm getting a yes for spirit guides. This is the ring, the key, and the letter. This is an agreement to bring forth a very important partnership and a contract that was made to bring forth extremely important messages for you. Okay, and I'm also getting a yes on Rosie. I have the fish, the bear, and the heart. This is an abundance of love by a very powerful motherly protector type person. It's an abundance of love from the bear, but it's taking on more of like the motherly, nurturing, protective mama bear type of energy for this one. Yeah.
So I should tell a little more of the story about Rosie. When I heard Rosie's footsteps overhead, my cats all turned to the ceiling and followed the noise with their eyes. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, they heard it too. And I knew, I've never been afraid of ghosts or anything. I felt guided to this house. Like when I saw it on realtor.com, before I went around, I looked at 21 houses. It was the first one I made the realtor take me to look at. And at the end of the 2 days of looking at houses, I said, I want to go back to this one. Like I was guided. I knew it was my house. Uh-huh. And Rosie, when I researched her later, after I got her name and was coming to me, when I found out her last name and everything and her husband's name, I researched when they came over to America, and they came over in the early 1920s. The house was built in like 1924, 25. They were the first owners of it. And she was Austro-Hungarian Jewish, and her husband was Russian Jew. And so they came over when they were starting to deal with persecutions over there. I think I was her little sister in a past lifetime who never made it over and died in the Holocaust. I think it was a Jewish past lifetime of mine. And she felt very protective, motherly of me. Like I think she was always sad that she couldn't get me over here and get me safe before the Holocaust. And I think she guided me to that house, like felt complete, like I knew the first time I walked in, I knew it was my house. I went ahead and looked at all these other houses, but I went back to that one. So.
And I didn't want to disclose this when we were reading earlier because I didn't know we were going to go there, but this is what I got for your angel, the angel question. You have the ship, the birds, and the mice. This is a pair simply because we have the birds in the middle. It's usually in reference to a married couple, a married older couple. Traveling far away, a married older couple that perished. They lost. They were taken away. There was illness there. See what I'm saying? So it's almost like Rosie.
Yeah.
They were on a ship. They traveled far. They perished. We have an important message.
And she moves with me every time I move. I have moved. Let's see. I moved from New York to Pennsylvania, from Pennsylvania to Tennessee, and then Tennessee. I moved up here, and then I moved into this house. So I've moved 4 times since that house, and she always moves with me and lets me know, makes her presence known to me. You know, like I'll hear her footsteps, or she'll do funny things with the doors, like to let cats in rooms I'm trying to keep the cats out of. It's kind of funny. She loves the cats. She plays with the cats.
Oh, that's awesome, Jen.
She's not earthbound. She's not here all the time. She comes and goes. When in that house in New York, every time I'd come from the detached garage to the house, she would flip the light on in the mudroom for me so I could see to get in the house every night in the wintertime. But in the summertime, you know, it would stay light longer, and I didn't feel her around as much in the summer.
That's awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah. She was a helpful ghost.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Well, thank y'all very much for joining us on Sunday. And you do your live stream tomorrow, possibly. Y'all be looking out for that. Look out for it, because YouTube and notifications are not going out as of late. But like I say, it will correct itself. It happens all the time.
Everything is getting screwed up on YouTube. I notice I have a bunch of comments that are going into the hold for review folder, and it won't let me approve them. So you guys, if you don't see your comments showing up on videos, just be aware it's a YouTube glitch right now. And they're like my video I uploaded today, it took an hour and a half to upload. So if I do anything tomorrow, it'll be tomorrow night, and I'll do it live, because I don't want to wait on something to upload.
Okay. That's why I've been doing a lot of live too, and I'm experiencing the same issues. I have comments that are stuck and held for review, and I can't get them out of there. So, yeah.
So y'all be on the lookout. Check your favorite readers page. You know, probably, well, I'm gonna say once a day. Like, you have to be obsessed with it, but you know, check it now and then. Oh, there was 2 of y'all. Thank you, Suzanne. And oh Jesus, where was the other one?
Anybody is afraid of ghost stories, bring your red Jesus handkerchief with you tomorrow.
Denise, thank you, Denise and Suzanne. Thank you, Selfish Wing, too. Thank you, moderators, for keeping us safe. And we will see y'all next week.
Bye, everybody.